Hey everyone, it's me, your favorite uh, steely-eyed missile man. Sorry, I just watched Apollo 13 for about the 100th time. Uh, Great line, great movie, American ingenuity, competent men, all that great stuff. And I'm coming to you between also binge watching old episodes of The Office, an eminently rewatchable show, but just skip season one. Not great. And I'm pretty sure Steve Carell had some work done in this area. You can see season one, there's some gaps here and in the back. I think he had some work done, some transplants, just like you can see where I got mine put in. Right about here, here-ish, where mine start. Anyway, if you see me looking away, I made some notes this evening, so I'm not just kind of rambling incoherently. It's going to be a little bit of a longer video tonight because I have just more things to talk about. My upcoming projects, and I'm coming to you live from my bedroom where the magic happens. And I'm here with my cat. That's Xena. She's 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 pretty much useless, as most cats are. Anyway, coming up in the immediate future for me and those around me, next Sunday night, February 18th, 2018, is Beatles Night Part 2. Beatles Night Cape May Part 2 from 7 p.m. to 11 p.m. at Cabana's Beach Bar and Grill in beautiful downtown Cape May, New Jersey, Beach and Decatur. This is always a well-attended event, so we hope to see some of you out there. I stole this idea from a friend of mine named Dave Stern, actually my brother's friend, but it's a whole long story. This is going to be our 6th annual show. I went to do Dave Stern's Beatles open mic in Northampton, Massachusetts in 2012, and I liked the idea so much I stole it and brought it to Cape May. We spent a few years at Congress Hall. Now we're in our 2nd year at Cabanas, and this is our 6th annual altogether. We always get great crowds down there. So if you're coming next Sunday, get there early, 6-ish, 5:36, to get a good table, get a good seat. By the time we start at 7, it's going to be pretty full. And only come if you like Beatles music because it's 4 hours of Beatles music. And it's all pretty good stuff. Let's see where I'm now here on my notes. And speaking of Northampton, Massachusetts, see that is what they call a professional segue. After this coming weekend, the 18th. First she was there. Now she's there. She moves like a cat, I tell you. The 24th of February, I'll be back in Northampton singing at the 10th annual Beatles open mic in Northampton, Massachusetts. The 18th is 6th annual in Cape May with my band. 24th, 10th annual. So if you want to make the trip up to Northampton, Massachusetts to hear me sing 2 songs and backups on 5 or 6 more, I'll be up there doing that. It's a hell of a commute, though, for 2 songs, even for me, and I'm the one doing it. Then we're back here on March 3rd. I'm sorry, my band is called the Love Me Dudes. Great lineup of musicians. It's myself, Terry Doherty on bass, Herb Moore on guitar, Rachel Husta on vocals. They are also known as the Herb Moore Jazz Trio. And I've got Al Alivero on drums and Sue Pulser Tumillo on keyboards. And it's just good band. Forget about it. I just get to stand in front of them and ride that wave and, have a little fun, sweat. I lose like 3 pounds every Beatles show, which, I mean, you think you could tell it's, I haven't been doing a lot of Beatles shows. Okay. So on the 3rd of March is the 3rd annual Love Me Dudes Beatles open mic show in Smithville at the Smithville SCA, which is something community arts. Smithville Community Arts? Smithville, it's on Facebook, Smithville SCA. If you want to sign up for that, find me on the Facebook or the Twitter and let me know. I'll post a song list. Anyway, you can find me on Facebook and find it from there. Then my birthday, of course, is coming up on March 6th, 7th, and 8th. Yes, I get 3. I'm not going to explain here. It's a long story for another video. Good God. There she is again. Like a cat, I tell you. Okay. Other stuff coming up in the nearish future. March 31st and May 12th. Those are Saturday nights. The 2nd annual Billy Joel Nights also at Cabanas. 50% of that band is Love Me Dudes. 50% of that band is not Love Me Dudes. Another great lineup of musicians. Me, Sue, and Al with Dave Landis, Steve Kyle, and Walt Sapsai. I mean, that is just, that's a killer lineup right there. And I can't wait to do those shows. I really love the Beatles gigs. I'm just a little bit more connected to the Joel music. Plus, everyone says, "Oh my God, you look just like him," and I always say, "Thanks." Okay. Anyway, once we get past the Beatles gigs, the next few weeks, I'll get more into the Billy Joel stuff. Same times though, 7 to 11, I think, but we'll get into that. A little bit later on. I love the Beatles shows. I love the Joel shows. He was always kind of my idol growing up. As anyone who's known me for more than 5 minutes can attest to my obsessive love of Billy Joel music. And Squeeze, but they're coming up later. So there's a lot of annual shows coming up to keep straight. 6th annual Love Me Dudes next week. 10th annual in Virginia. Third annual Billy Joel. 3rd annual Beatles. It's just a lot of, and just mark it on your calendars. Coming out, and I guarantee you'll have a good time that night. She's still there. Okay, so at some point I'm going to put my dream project together, which is a Squeeze tribute band, but I'm never sure what's going to be harder, to put together enough quality musicians who enjoy that material and want to put the time into learning it, or finding a bar that will book a Squeeze tribute band. Maybe in England. We'll have to see. Anyway. Also coming up in the nearish future, I think we're far enough along in the process now to officially announce that my original show, The Last Will, is set to open sometime in April at, drumroll please. Can I hear some drum rolls? Thank you. It's going to be at the Iron Pier. The Iron Pier is a wonderful bar restaurant above Cabanas in Cape May. I've always had a great working relationship with the management team down there, going back to when it was Martini Beach, and I did karaoke upstairs on Monday nights. That was always a great show up there. Lots of the Broadway folk would come out on Monday nights after they got off their serving shifts, and it was Rent and Annie and Les Mis and Fiddler till your heart's content. And it doesn't take much of that to content my heart. Anyway, you can Iron Piers above Cabanas, where I did karaoke. I could do all that. So we're real excited to give Dinner Theater a try. Knock it off. We're real excited to give Dinner Theater a try over there. Date is TBD, probably late April, last half of April. And I'm real excited to have my friends Kevin Ebner and Amy Plantarich. Every time I say her name, she tells me I say it wrong, and I never remember which way I'm saying it wrong. Plantarich. And who else is coming? Rebecca Sundstrom, another great young local actress. That's most of my cast. I'm still looking for one more local-ish male actor to fill a couple of roles there. So if you know anyone, tag them, spread the word, do that thing. Coming up on about 10 minutes now, so I'll try to wrap this up soon. Anyway, the show centers around the reading of a will, hence The Last Will. There's a mysterious death, a will, butlers, dowagers, dumb kids, smart kids, men dressed as women, women dressed as men, women pretending to be men, pretending to be women to make it in the cutthroat world of butlering. Yeah, you heard that. And it's always, most, if you've seen my work before, it's very much Monty Python meets Mel Brooks meets Terry O'Brien meets a blender. So that's going to be fun. So coming up after that, again, I'm hoping to get the Cape May podcast started. I'm still have some irons in the fire there as I try to build my online presence beyond 10 videos and 10 subscribers and a couple of likes and that kind of thing. Anyway, here we go. I'm going to try to start a Cape May podcast. I'm talking to a couple of local dignitaries, trying to get them involved. If not, I might just go it solo, see where it flies from there. I'm also working on my first novel, Tales of the Cape. It's very much an homage, if you can't tell by the title, to Armistead Maupin's Tales of the City. It was a series of stories that came out in the 70s in San Francisco. It was a great mini-series on PBS in the early 90s, 93, 94 that came out. And this is an homage to that style of storytelling. It's about 7 characters and how their lives interact in the early 90s in Cape May, New Jersey, over the sort of course of a summer. Obviously, everything I write is based on my own experiences, so I'm several of those characters in there. Anyway, when it's done, it's going to be fantastic and make a great miniseries. And when I get blocked on writing that, I dip over to some of my other short stories because I'm in talks with Exit Zero to get another collection of stories together to publish another book of my short fiction. And if you did not know I had a book out, you are not alone. Neither did anyone else. So now you can buy 2 of my books when that one comes out. I believe you can buy copies of my first book called Murder Okie and Other Spooky Cape May Tales. I believe it's literally 1 cent on some online sites. You know, it's MURDER-OKE ampersand Other Spooky Cape May Tales. Literally a penny. It's probably $4 for shipping. I think that does it for tonight. I have other irons in the fire coming up, but I'm not going to waste more time on that this evening. Just wanted to give you the scoop on what's coming up in the immediate future. Love Me Dudes next week. I'm in Massachusetts the following week. Love Me Dudes in Smithville the week after that. That's an open mic show. If you want to play it, let me know. Then we have the Billy Joel coming up. Then we have The Last Will coming up, and I'll put more videos up to talk about those. I'm going to get better at the videos, so you're not just looking at my... Cat's gone. You're not just looking at my ugly mug the whole time. Where am I here? I think that's it for tonight. Please feel free to leave a comment or send an email. My email is in my bio. You can also find my Patreon somewhere on this page. Every dollar committed to the Patreon. I have 2 patrons so far. Thank you very much. Only one of them is related to me, which I appreciate. But every penny that goes into the Patreon goes directly to supporting the arts. For example, lights, sound, props for the theater project, microphones, software, all that kind of stuff we need for a podcast. PA upgrades for my musical endeavors and the karaoke endeavors. I mean, every penny goes on the screen, as they say. Tell me what you think. Tell me what you think about my channel so far in general. I know it's just kind of random ramblings late at night and sometimes early in the morning. Tell me what you think about it, what you think it should be, what you think it can be. I've considered making it a sort of audiobook channel. Or maybe a second channel that's committed to me reading some of my previously published fiction for people to listen to on your commute or as you drift off to sleep, if that's what you do. So tell me what you think about that. An audiobook channel. Can do it here. Can make a separate channel. Can read the books, the stories that were in Murder Okie with some kind of picture up here. Maybe my cat. So you're not just staring at me the whole time. There might be some comic book stuff coming up. I don't know. I'm kind of into this whole internet comic book thing right now. And I got about 1,000 of them up my attic. Maybe break out some of those for some reviews. That's it for tonight. So please subscribe. Hit the notification bell for reminders. Hit the Patreon to support the arts, and I'll have at least 1 video up tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening because it is our first Billy Joel band rehearsal for the shows coming up next month, and I'm really pretty excited about that. Maybe you can say hello to some of the band members. We might be able to play a little bit of music, but there's copyright issues on there, and I don't want to get my channel shut down before it really gets going. And I want you guys to meet the band. It's if they show up. Otherwise, it's going to be a pretty boring rehearsal with just me reading lyrics. Anyway, good night, and remember, we didn't start the fire. I tried to end on that. But we didn't start the fire. Take 2.